Welcome everyone to the third episode of the Learning Curve podcast, here with your host, Justin Hamza Tyler. As you see next to me, we don't have one but two guests this time for episode 3. So I can introduce them, but I won't do that. They can introduce themselves, all right? Ladies first, Miss Amina.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mrs. Amina Javed and I am originally from England. I've been at NAISAK for the last 2 years and I'm in my second year now and I'm an Islamic studies teacher in primary and secondary and I absolutely love being at NAISAK. It's an amazing cultural school and I'm looking forward to this podcast.
And then, last but not least, Mr. Ahmed.
My name is Mr. Ahmed Mahmoud. I'm originally from Egypt, so I'm Egyptian. I've been here for 4 years now. Yeah, I really liked it too. And I'm an Arabic and Islamic teacher. NAISAK. Yeah.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. It's for our special episode. We're talking about Ramadan and the significance for everyone, Muslim, non-Muslim. How do we, acknowledge Ramadan? How do we embrace it? What can we do during the month of Ramadan to maximize, our blessings during that time? All right. So that's the premise of the show today. And before we get into it, I need to clarify something. All right. It's gonna look kind of funny, but I'm gonna clarify it. We have a mic here, a mic there, but we don't have 3 mics. So you're going to see me hosting, and Amina's going to pass it over to Ahmed. She's going to be hosting as well. But no, they're passing and sharing the mic just so you get the best audio quality that you can get on Spotify. Because we're on Spotify. Visually, you'll see the podcast on YouTube. All right. So just to give you a little bit of context of why the mic is being passed, it's for you and for your listening benefit. Hopefully that helps. Did I explain it correctly?
Yeah, you absolutely
it was all right?
did. Yep.
All right, not too bad. All right, cool. Alhamdulillah. All right, so this episode, usually in the first 2, we went and talked to the person about who they are. I'm still going to ask that question because it's important to know who they are, their background. And then from there, we get into the questions about the holy month of Ramadan, right? And for context, we're a couple of days away from the first day, inshallah, from the first day, right, of Ramadan. So this is a good time. All right. Ms. Amina, can you break down where you're from, nationality, ethnicity, and why that's important to the makeup of who you are as a person?
So I'm born and bred in England, so therefore I'm British. However, my background is Pakistani, so I absolutely love my roots, my culture, and I think it's super important for one to know their language, their culture, your heritage, and that's who I am. And I've been in England for the last 25, 30 years, and now I'm in Qatar.
Two questions. Where in England?
In England, I'm just near London. So I'm sure everyone knows capital city, London. I'm literally half an hour away. So.
Okay. And then Lahore, is it Islamabad? Is it Karachi? Where's the family from in Pakistan?
It's Islamabad. I've never been to Lahore or Karachi. I don't know why, but I've always been in Islamabad.
I was going to say Rawalpindi as well. I know some people are from there.
You're getting closer, even more. That's specifically. It's funny that you know the names.
Got some Pakistani brothers back home, so that's why I know a little bit. I love the food. I love nahari.
Oh yeah.
Nahari is one of my favorite foods. Beef nahari, to be exact.
That is very difficult to make as well. Definitely one of the best.
A labor of love for beef nahari. For sure. All right, Mr. Ahmed, same question to you.
So I'm originally from Egypt, so I'm Egyptian. I lived in Egypt for most of my time, so I came here in Qatar when I was 19.
Yes.
And I completed my university, and then I came here to one of the other schools, and then I started at NAISAK.
Nice.
Yeah, so... But most of the time, people, when they saw me at the first time, they told me, you're not Egyptian. So, yeah.
How can they tell you?
Yeah.
So what did they think you were from? What part of the world?
They told me so many, nationalities, but the main one was, are you a Pakistani?
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, hold on. So now, as a Pakistani, does he look Pakistani?
I would say, I think the hair, probably. Yeah, the hair.
The hair? Okay.
Yeah. But,
It's all about hair.
I mean, can you speak Urdu?
A little bit, it's only a little bit,
All right. And then same thing for you. Family from Alexandria, Cairo, Aswan, Luxor,
Yeah,
Sharm Sheikh. Like, where are you from?
Whoa, mashallah, you know so many places. Very good. So originally I'm from a place called Fayoum.
Fayoum.
Yeah, Fayoum. It's
Where's that?
it's like next to Cairo, but it's a little bit far. But
Okay.
it's like in the countryside.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it's full of greens. Everything is there. But I've been
Nice.
there like when I was young. But
Yes.
now I'm in Cairo, so in the capital.
Okay. And just like people thought you were Pakistani, people think I speak Arabic.
Oh.
And when they see me, and I'm American as American can be, the accent, everything. But people say I'm Egyptian.
Oh.
Yeah. When I first
from Aswan.
it looks right to me when I went to Aswan.
Yeah,
I look like
yeah.
the Aswani people, right? Gentleman, I'll tell you a funny story. A gentleman, when I was at the Q Post, this is when I first came here about 8 years ago. The gentleman was an older Egyptian man. And he looked at me and spoke to me in Arabic, but I said, brother, I don't speak Arabic. And he got so offended that I didn't speak Arabic. He said, you're Egyptian like me. I said, brother, I am not Egyptian. I am American. But he said, you look like us. I said, I don't know. He was like, you need to learn Arabic, you know? But he was so convinced that I was Egyptian. You know, I felt like I broke his heart that day that I was not.
Yeah, mashallah, very good.
But yeah, I was like, I'm not denying, you know, if I was Egyptian, I'll be Egyptian, you know? So it was interesting though.
Yeah.
But very nice man. One of the first people I met in this country.
Wonderful.
Had to send a care package home to my family, let them know I was okay.
Oh,
so that's why I was at
mashallah.
Q Post. So little funny story. But cool. So it's good to have at least an introduction to who you are. And so we're going to go right into the Ramadan experience, right? Via podcast, okay? First question. Why is Ramadan important in Islam? Why is it observed?
So the reason why Ramadan is important in Islam is, first and foremost, Ramadan is the ninth month in the Islamic calendar, and it holds a lot of significance due to the fact that Quran, which is the holy book in Islam, it was revealed in this blessed month.
Yep.
And Quran holds a lot of significance for Muslims all over the globe. And Ramadan is not just a month where we experience from sunrise to sunset fasting with food or drink, but it's more so the discipline that we have, the extra rewards that we get in this month. And it's a very spiritual month for Muslims all around the world, where they genuinely feel that the revelation that was sent down to them, they want to be able to ensure that they instill the Quranic principles within their life, especially during this month. So it's a very, very important month for all Muslims around the world.
Absolutely. So, question for you as well. Fasting. A lot of people know about Ramadan because of the fasting that we do as Muslims. How does it help spiritually, and personally? How does it help our development during the holy month of Ramadan?
Yeah, same thing. Like so many people think that Muslims like fasting during Ramadan, only not eating and drinking.
Right.
But this is not actually right. So if you are fasting, you are avoiding so many things, such as like the bad behaviors, the liars, so you're avoiding all of that. So in order to get hasanat or the good deeds, so spiritually it helps you like to get near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So many people as well misunderstanding, like when you're fasting, you're having the same like what do you say, like the same thing that the poor people having.
Yes.
So
yes.
Like the same experience, which is not right. So because all the time that the poor people they are fasting during Ramadan as well, like us, but we're not fasting to get like the same experience.
Right.
We are fasting because it's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it helps us to get disciplined. So and we are getting near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the main thing.
Right. Amina, you have.
Thank you.
Yes. You can expand it on if you want to or not.
Yeah, no. So in terms of, I think, spiritually, physically, yes, I think a lot of people would think that physically it's more of a no food, no drink. You can't have food or drink anything in your mouth. But I think spiritually, fasting is it's a time to reconnect with your loved ones, with Allah, with people around you, and you feel more of a community, a sense of community essentially. You know, you feel like it's a month where everyone gets together. You know, those masajids which are so empty, that month comes, subhanallah, everyone's, you know, men, women, children, everyone just feels, you know, like they say, you feel the vibe.
That's true.
You feel the vibe, you feel like you want to, there's something in the air, spiritually, there's something there. And, you know, there's so much reward that has been given down from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's definitely a spiritual month and you feel it within yourself.
Yes.
So.
Is there anything that you both do differently in the month of Ramadan? Like, I know when I start the month, I ask forgiveness to the people that maybe I felt that I did not act my best self to. Yeah. And I make calls, I email, you know, I try to connect with those people and say, maybe if this was misinterpreted, I'm sorry, you know? So it's a bit of tawbah, repentance, and, you know, I would do that, you know, obviously in Ibadah as well, but also with people. Because you never know how you may have offended someone. Sometimes you do know in your heart, and so that's why I would ask for forgiveness. So is there anything special that you may do with people that starts the tone or sets the tone of your Ramadan?
I think for me, I think I definitely agree with what you've said there. Is genuinely the people that you have you've made a mistake or you said something which you shouldn't have said. I genuinely think in your heart you feel a guilt because you know you're entering such a beautiful month. You want to be able to ask for forgiveness, and I think your family, especially as expats living in Qatar, you know, your family that's far away, you want to make sure that you call them, talk to them every single day, and knowing that it's the month of Ramadan, it's something that for me, people is one thing, and also charity, you want to start that maybe, let's say, a month in advance. So I try my best to, whether it becomes sadaqah, so I know zakat, I start calculating it before, because I know I need to give zakat, so I need to make sure that I get that calculated. The sadaqah, you know, even if it's 10 riyals a day, whatever, that's something that I prefer to do, so I get into that mode of Ramadan itself.
Thank you. So like I've agreed like the same like you guys, but something else like more. So if you're having like a misunderstanding with someone, so you have to clear it before Ramadan.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept all of your like works during Shaban. So if you are having like a misunderstanding with someone, so Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, said ذَرُوا هَذَيْنِ حَتَّى يَصْطَلِحَ. So leave those people till they like reconnect again, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept your like works during Shaban. Especially Shaban is like a stage before Ramadan, so you should fast during Shaban. So you should be ready, you should speak to people, tell them about this month, like get ready like spiritually and physically. So so many people like they don't fast any day until the first day of Ramadan, and then they're having the first headache of their lives on the first day.
No coffee, no tea, you know, it's always some.
So you should try before.
You should see it in our office, the missions office. You know, we're all trying to figure out how that first day is going to be with no coffee, no tea. But, you know, inshallah, we'll all get through it, right? So, all right. So besides fasting, what are other practices that define Ramadan for a Muslim?
Besides fasting, other practices that would define Ramadan is the principles within the Quran. So, for example, giving. Zakat is a huge part, but giving as much as you can in the month of Ramadan. Self-discipline, making sure that you have that. And when you are fasting, when you are in the month of Ramadan, you feel as though you have that self-discipline, you have that self-control, whether it's your desires, whether it's your nafs, whether it's your, you know, people around you, how do you engage with them? So definitely self-discipline, control. I would say in terms of your actions, you feel obliged to do the right thing in the month of Ramadan. Is there anything else?
Yes, as well. So like I'm adding here as well, thank you. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, as well said, فَإِنْ سَابَّهُ أَحَدٌ أَوْ شَتَمَهُ فَلْيَقُلْ إِنِّي صَائِمٌ. So if it's about controlling yourself. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if someone cursed you or like being disrespectful with you, so you will say, Allahumma inni صَائِم. So I'm fasting. So I'm not getting you. But some people misunderstand again. So after I break my fast, I will go and I will take
back to normal.
Back to normal again. So yeah, this is like you have to get all the way. So as well, like one of the practices which is like very good, it's Taraweeh.
Yes.
So during Ramadan, you've got like so many lines. you'll get this, you cry during salah
Yes.
after the imam, so you'll get all of these emotions. So it's like getting yourself again near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and recharge yourself, so
Yes.
you'll be able to complete all the year again. So
Yes.
this is wonderful.
Yes. I think a lot of people, like you said, on the surface, they just see fasting. They just see not drinking. But there's a behavior behind it as well. I've seen Muslims in the month of Ramadan still carry on behaviorally, but there's no like patience, right? There's no consideration for others sometimes, right? And we need to change our behaviors, at least for these 30 days. And it has an impact on maybe setting the tone for the rest of the year. And again, I think another thing is just forgiveness.
Yes. Yeah.
And astaghfirullah. Like so many times, like this, I know that I'm doing wrong. Even if you don't know you're doing wrong, sometimes you just got to say it. So I think the behavior is more important, and that behavior is an example to others who may be looking at you and say, well, that's what a Muslim acts like. You never know who's looking at you. As a revert, that's what I did. I saw Muslims like, oh, I want to be like that brother. And I wasn't a Muslim yet. And so that's kind of that example that speaks volumes over anything else, right? The behavior that people see. So subhanAllah. Another question, how does Ramadan differ from other religious observances in terms of its daily impact on life?
So other Ramadan is, you would, as a Muslim, you do hold quite a strict routine in the month of Ramadan. So other religious observances, for example, Salah, which we do every single day, it's 5 times a day, and you are always constantly doing it. Whereas when it comes to Ramadan, it feels like this 1 month, this 29 to 30 days, you're having to really have a strict sleep time routine. Your your energy levels are slightly dropping as well. In terms of your work ethic, you want to pursue as much as you can, but I think those sort of things, you're kind of relying on just the times that I eat, iftar and suhoor, those are the times you get your energy levels back. But I do think it's much more, you follow a much more strict routine, you're a lot more embedded within the community. And whereas, for example, Salah or giving zakat, you kind of just do it on your own. But in Ramadan, you feel like you're more closer, like a tight-knit community. So I think that's my take on the religious observances.
Yes, yeah. So as well as like during Ramadan, like we can have imagine it like that. So imagine you are on a petrol station.
Yes.
So Ramadan is like this petrol station. So it's like the place you'll recharge, get full petrol. So you'll carry on your stage, on your way, on your path. So so many people they at first 5 days they were lazy, and then they will get it. But the main problem is so many people, they will start the first 5 days in the masjid, doing the salah, doing everything. After that, they get lazy. Right. So remember you do routine 5 times a day, salah, after the imam, doing the fasting. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you to get more and more. So this is the main difference between the other religions.
Absolutely. And I think, the other part of it too is just doing it in community. Yeah. If you do it by yourself, it's pretty prone to not doing the extra things that we should be doing. But if a group of brothers and say, hey, come on, let's go for Taraweeh. Are we doing 8 or 20 today? Or, then it's okay, I'm going. I have to go. My brothers are counting on me to go. Yeah. And so I think community is really important as well. We're not doing it alone. I think that's important. All right. Good question here. How can non-Muslims support their Muslim friends, their classmates, their staff members during this time?
That's a good question. I think as we live in such a wide-knit community, everybody has different beliefs, systems, cultures, and I think non-Muslims can help Muslims by, first of all, just understanding what they're about to experience. So the month that they're going into, non-Muslims could also just help their colleagues by ensuring that they understand what the month is about, making sure that they try their best to avoid eating food or drink next to them. I think Muslims would avoid going to the staff room anyways. That's what I'm doing anyway. So I'm not going into the staff room, not having that coffee or that tea. But I think it's just about giving them that safe space for Muslims where they can discuss these ideas, they can talk about what Ramadan is all about, they have a space to pray,
Yes.
they look at their timetables if they can, especially living in a Muslim country. I think non-Muslims would be able to do that, where they can look at their timetables if there's any timings that they can change, which they have done for
Yes.
NAISAK, so
Yes,
I think that really does help. Is there anything else that you could like to add?
Yeah, I think you got all of them wonderful. Yeah, wonderful.
Good
So,
job.
yeah, you can just like help them by, yeah, like getting know what they are doing. So if you want some information, they will provide it to you. So they will let you know what they are doing this and what they are doing that. So otherwise, it's all about like some people they think, oh, I can't eat like in front of them. So it's actually not really important. So it's we know that you're not fasting, we are fasting, so we are getting something. So it's actually really good. So they respect us here a lot. I tried it like for 4 years here at NAISAK. So many people like, especially the students, small ones. Oh, Mr. Ahmed, he's fasting. So not drinking in front of him. So I really like they respect it a lot.
They're respectful.
I really liked it. Yeah,
yes, alhamdulillah.
That's what I have. Yeah, thank you.
And just like a bonus question, right? Has anyone taught like in the West or in a country where maybe Islam is not the predominant?
I have, yeah.
How was that experience? Because I have experience, and I know you might have experience as well.
Yeah.
What about your experience? How was that?
I was in England, so I taught there for 4 years. Fasting there was over, like holistically it was fine. Yeah, I fasted. I did the days. It is what it is. However, I never really felt within the school. It was, people would always, like yourself, you mentioned, where they would feel, oh, I'm so sorry, Amina, like we're eating in front of you. They would find it really like they wouldn't want to eat in front of me. They'd be like, so, and they'd have many questions, lots of questions. So you can't even have water. And I'm like, no, I can't even have water. Not even, What about injections? What about this?
Can you shower?
Yeah, can you shower?
Like yeah, so many questions. Like so many questions.
So I think, but it was fine. But I think I just within the school setting or within like work environment, I used to find it slightly difficult because you don't really feel like you have a place where you can go to pray or like within the staff room, etc. So in a non-Muslim setting, it was slightly difficult. However, they were very approachable. They were very respectful, and they allowed me to speak. I had a voice, so I felt like that helped me a lot.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. That's good.
What about you then?
Yeah, I'm like flashbacking to that experience. So I've been a Muslim for 10 years, alhamdulillah. And my first year was the most challenging year. I remember I was working in the school, and I think we broke fast around like 8 or 9. It was really late in the summertime.
Yes.
And I remember talking to my imam, and I was like, I actually became a Muslim 10 years later, because maybe I could have done it in the wintertime, and it would have been a shorter like fasting window. But in the school, there was nowhere to pray, so we kind of had to find an open classroom or a place to do that. But what I did like was that people were very curious, because I entered the school not a Muslim, and then became a Muslim while I was at the same school. So everybody was like, "Mister, why would you do that?" Not in a bad way, but just like, that's such a big transition. And I was able to talk to a lot of people about my experience, and started going by 2 names, like Justin, my birth name, and then Hamza was my Muslim name. And so I was like, "What's Hamza? Who's Hamza?" And so I would go and explain why I would like the name Hamza. And it was very good because I felt like people really were curious, and they felt comfortable because it was like I was just on the other side like a month ago. And now I'm on this side. It's like, okay, both sides, so talk to me about this. So it was very rewarding from that perspective, but very hard because there's not a community built around that. Unless you go to your masjid, then there's a community there around what you're trying to do for Ramadan. So, but alhamdulillah, I know that they were now incorporating Muslim holidays as days off in New York City. So after I left, I saw that happen. So I was like, alhamdulillah, that they kept those days off now.
I don't think that's happening in England anytime soon at the moment.
I don't know.
You take days off.
You have to, You take the days off you need, right? Yeah. So, all right, good. Good experiences. It's good to hear that. All right. This is another one as well. I don't know if you know this from experience, but I'm going to ask. How do non-Muslims in predominantly Muslim countries experience Ramadan? How does that, I wonder, how does that work for those, because, you know, like in America, not predominantly a Muslim country, but we do what we need to do,
Yeah.
UK
Yeah.
as well. So how does that like work in those countries?
So, sorry, if you could repeat the question
Yes.
just once again.
How do non-Muslims in predominantly Muslim countries experience Ramadan? So now we're talking about
Okay.
America. The flip side is Qatar.
Qatar.
Where we're in
I
a
see.
Muslim country now, right? And
Yeah.
what if you're from the West?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
I would guess that from a non-Muslim's perspective, when they are in a predominantly Muslim country, for example, Qatar or any other Muslim country, they would sense the culture. They would understand we have the lights. Just the way when I'm from England, you've got the Christmas lights going on.
Yeah.
In Ramadan, in Qatar, you go to the malls, you go in the schools, you go anywhere, like even doctor's appointment, wherever you go, you've got the lights, you've got the lanterns, you've got the lamps, you've got the real nice decorations going on. There we go. So they will see that. They will see the fact that again in England, if you're from England, you'll know you've got George Asda. In there, they've got the Ramadan Christmas. They've got Ramadan cream the same way here as well.
Yes.
Lulu's, Monoprix. You go to the markets. They've got everything's encouraging the month of Ramadan, and I think they would see it as the fact that the principles, like I mentioned before, the principles, they would see how perhaps Muslims are more giving to charity. They would see the fact that Muslims are more, throughout the day they've got a very strict routine, and then when it comes to iftar time, they're all together. They've got these different meals. Maybe perhaps inviting non-Muslims
That's important.
to iftar. I think that's a real good shout. Definitely should happen, and I think it's just encouraging them to see what this is all about. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it because I went only to Turkey, so Saudi, and yeah, so Qatar, so those are my countries I went. But
Yes.
when I tried it, I was in Turkey, so I saw so many people as well. It's the most important thing is like the iftar time. So
Absolutely.
they saw that picture, all of them like gathering at the same time.
Absolutely.
And if anyone is hungry, even if they don't have any money, so just please come on, because you are giving me ajr, you are giving me good deeds. So come on, and they are trying so hard to give them food. And when they ask them like, do I have to give any money? No, absolutely not. Please give, just take my food,
Right.
just take it. And they were so happy.
You're so right.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Inviting people.
Yes.
Come eat with me. Come dine with me. Right? You don't need anything. And then they're in that community, and it's something.
Yeah.
It is something gravitating to that level. Because again, I know the other side too.
Yeah.
I was looking in as a non-Muslim, so it's something about the strength of numbers.
Yes.
And during this time, you don't care if I eat this food. No, come in. I really do agree with that. If you're in the country like this, and even the students will talk to you about this as well. I do talk to some of the non-Muslim students here. And they said, well, I have friends that are Muslim, and they invite me over to the house.
Yeah.
And so now I get to talk about things, I learn about things, we eat, we fellowship together. And so therefore, there's that connection, open communication.
Yes.
So I think that's the most important thing, just inviting people into the thing. It's not just for us. We want to invite non-Muslims as well.
Even non-Muslims. If
Right.
they are not Muslims, non-Muslims,
Doesn't matter.
everyone is accepted.
Absolutely.
You can come and eat, try. So this is actually like
Yes.
building the community, which is very good.
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
with it. I love it. What should non-Muslims keep in mind when interacting with fasting colleagues and students? Is there anything they can do? Some people say, I want to fast with you. Some people say, well, I won't eat around you or drink around you. What other things can non-Muslim students do, or non-Muslim staff, or non-Muslim parents?
I think the eating, I think yourself, Ahmed, mentioned, it's not, if you can avoid it in front of them, fine, but I don't think it impacts a Muslim too much, because when we're fasting, we just know that this is something we're doing.
Just get on with it.
We just get on with it, right? It's just like we won't like sometimes the students have done this to me in England, especially, where they're like, oh my god, miss, I can't have this cupcake in front of you. You're fasting. I'm like, no, it's fine, just have it. Don't worry, just eat on my behalf as well.
Right.
It's all cool. But I think from my perspective, just parents, teachers, staff, students, just understand that we might be slightly more tired. Fatigue will be there, and we will try our best to, give as much as we can. And I said this to my students, in fact, today. I was like, look, guys, next time we see each other, we'll all be fasting, because I teach the Muslim students. I said we will all be fasting, but, let's make sure that we don't let that get the better of us, in terms of like, we still want to show who we are as a Muslim, but it can, just for the non-Muslims, it can be quite, tiring. It can be draining, especially at the end where you're waiting for iftar. But I think just be mindful of that, and just, you can ask us questions. Please do. We love it when you ask us questions.
Absolutely.
Please do. Just
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's all I have. I think it's all good.
Nice.
Thanks a lot. So according to your question as well, so you don't have to fast with us. So if you want, it's okay, but it's not like necessary. It's not obligatory. So it's good. So we can feel you. We know that you are so like respecting us.
Right.
You know that we're fasting. Actually, when we are fasting, we are more happier, because you're light. You feel like you're good. So, and even in the morning as well. So you'll be focused more. So you will know. So many people they like get misunderstanding again. So many people, when they are fasting, so they will stay until like suhoor, and they'll some of them miss al-Fajr, and then they will go up early to school like 6-7 a.m. And then they get lazy. So it's not like that. So you'll sleep after Isha as well. So you'll get Tarweeh, and then you'll get up. So you'll get suhoor, get the Fajr, and you'll be so energetic.
Yes.
Until like Asr, so you'll be lazy.
Right. But this is a good segue to what we just spoke about. So what foods can we eat to maintain our energy and focus during Ramadan? That's
okay.
Start with that first. Yeah, then we go to Amina.
I'll speak like from my perspective. Like in Egypt, we eat fool. If you know,
I love
like
fool.
the beans. Yeah,
I love fool.
So it's like holding your stomach. So you'll be like, you don't have any other foods you want.
Right.
So as well, do not eat anything like contains salt, because you'll get thirsty.
Yes.
So no chips, no, like it's not like haram. No, it's like it's something you if you eat it, you will regret it. So,
Right.
So
It's one of those things that it's like the thought is great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I eat a samosa. Woo! And then and then you're like, why did I eat this food? But yeah, so you're in Amina. What are some other good foods to eat as well?
So see, with the good food, I was just before I get onto the good food.
Yes.
For all my Pakistani community out there, my South Asian community out there, I know we do eat a lot of samosas, pakoras, rolls. To be fair, hot stuff. I've actually, just before Ramadan began, what did I do? I actually made an entire samosa pakoras all at home, and they're frozen. So the thing is, yes, they are not ideal. And ideally, we should, going on to the good food, definitely when you open your fast, try to open it with something light. This is my personal take. I feel like if you open it with something light, you eat your date, and then you have some water, have some fruit, pray your maghrib, and then eat your, perhaps if it's for myself, like as a Pakistani, I usually eat curry with roti, but make sure that you get your balanced diet in there. Make sure you get your dates, your protein. Eat, if you can, fish, chips. Oh, sorry, not chips. Fish, chicken.
Chips in like the French fries chips, or like the American chips, like the potato chip.
The potato, yeah.
It's a British chip. Okay, British chip.
But just make sure that you keep it light. But whatever you eat, make sure you have your salad, you have your your proteins there. Your dates are there, and even for sahur, it's best to, some people I know tend to not eat sahur, and of course we know that it's a sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. So we should definitely try our best to wake up for sahur, and eat healthy. Try your best to. I'm not so sure what nutritious food we would be eating at sahur time, because as a Pakistani we tend to eat parathas, and that is not healthy. They are so good. They are so good. But
so good.
you can do further research on this.
Also it's about sahur. So I'm just like getting the same point. So Prophet ﷺ, peace be upon him, said, "Tasahharu fa inna fi as-sahuri barakah." So do eat suhoor because you will have barakah. So you'll get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you something like in return. So
Yes.
you'll have this one if you get suhoor. So even if you are eating dates, if you are eating like if you're drinking something, but so many people as well like drinking like gallon of
Sprite.
water.
I've seen Sprite
So,
as well and other things, but yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And then they'll think like I will hold all the water inside.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, man. When you are getting to do so everything
Right.
is empty.
You're getting up every couple hours if you drink a gallon of water at night.
you did nothing. So it's yeah, just like Amina said, mashallah, just keep it light.
Yeah.
Stay like not eat a lot, and because you are trying to get near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you should have this energy to pray more, to read Quran more. But if you eat more, you'll sleep.
Yes,
So
you get
you will
lazy.
miss this connection. Yeah,
Absolutely. Because even like you're praying a tarawih and you're standing up.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, some foods will not allow you to be elastic and stretch, and your legs will be like, yeah, come on. Your legs will be like noodles standing up. You're like, I'm only doing 8 rakah. I'm going home. So it's like endurance as well. How can we have endurance for the whole night?
Yeah.
We get up in the morning, before Fajr. Can we, so like these are the things like that. So, subhanallah.
One of the things,
yeah.
one of the things as well, we make it like in Egypt. Some of the Egyptians,
Yes.
they will just like break their fast. So here in Qatar as well, I experienced it. So they break their fast after Maghrib. So they'll eat dates and they'll drink just like milk,
Yes.
and they will go to Maghrib. So after that, they will eat like light stuff.
Yes.
But after Isha and Tarawih,
Yes.
they will just give it like the best meal. They will put everything on the table and they will eat everything. So after Tarawih, so they're light. After that, they will eat everything. They're fine now.
It's just like in Talabat, you're so hungry, you're like, ooh, I want to order this.
Yeah.
But when it comes, you're like, why did I order all this food?
Yeah.
Same thing. So, but interesting though, food is very important. I think dates are very underrated. I mean, obviously we break our fast with dates and things like that, but I think dates, even if you use it in like a smoothie, like I try to do like some smoothies or things like that, and it's hard to get up sometimes for suhoor. I think some people like struggle with that, and it's hard. But the more people you have that are keeping you accountable, the better. If you do it by yourself, you're like, I'm not getting up sometimes. But we need people. We need a village behind us to do the same thing. So, all right. Another thing as well. What are some recommended ways for families to involve their children in Ramadan?
I think for children to be involved in the month of Ramadan, I think is doing those light activities at home. So I have a nephew, and I remember when he was about 3-4 years old, what I tried to do with him is, get those colouring activities at home. Depending on how old the children are, obviously if they're older, they wouldn't want to do colouring. But for the younger lot, get the colouring in, get the lanterns in, get that decorative side to your house, and explain to them why we're doing this, and get them excited for the month of Ramadan. We're going into such a beautiful month. It's a spiritual month. It's a month we get close to Allah. It's a month at the end we get rewarded for.
Yes.
Tell them about Eid as well. That's approaching, and set them that calendar. So for my students, what I've done, I've created a Ramadan pack for my primary students at the moment, and they're going to be doing journaling, their salah tracker. They're going to have a fasting tracker. They're going to be creating lots of things during the month of Ramadan. So it's easy, light, fun work, but they understand why they're doing this. And at home, take your children to Taraweeh, and they don't have to necessarily pray, but
absolutely,
take them, get them ready, get them to that excitement. Like, let's all go to Taraweeh. When they see so many people, they'll get excited themselves, and
So true.
and they don't have to pray. They don't have to, especially if they're really young, they don't have to pray, but they can just join, just be there, and get your children, those gifts for Eid as well. Get them ready, get them excited.
Yes.
And it all, boils down to parents, and especially living in a Muslim country. I think if you can take them out, show them maybe the lights that are happening, the talks that are happening.
Yes.
Bring them to events, etc. So I think there's lots that you can do with your children at home, and
Absolutely.
as a parent, as a mum and dad, you need to have that excitement, and you need to create it for them. You create that environment, and inshallah, the children will follow.
Inshallah.
Yeah, wonderful. So as well, like you should have like this competitions between them. So who's praying more al-Fajr. So
nice.
we did that.
Nice.
Originally in Egypt as well, and here in Qatar. So how many days you got al-Fajr?
Right.
So like in order. So So if you got it more, you will get a prize. So Allah
Right.
subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. So you're getting in dunya and
Yes.
inshallah in the doomsday. So
Yes.
as well, get them like to know about Ramadan more. So tell them about the stories of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and
Yes.
the companions, what they do in Ramadan, and tell them about the hadith. من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, narrated by Abu Huraira, said, whoever like fasts Ramadan,
Yes.
like for the faith or the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all of his past sins. So it's like a blessing. So they will say, oh, all of them?
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive everyone, like for like a, it's like a, what do you call it? Like, what do you call it? Like it's when you had like something and suddenly like came like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just forgive you.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
So you should have it and you should pass it to the others.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I think.
This is a question as well, Ahmed. I want your input as well, because I'm not sure Egypt how it is, but I know in the West, one thing I do miss is that the masjid was everything in our community.
Yeah.
Like I could play basketball there on Fridays. You know, I could do everything. We will cookouts, we'll do this, do that. Where here, you know, a masjid is a place for worship, for ibadah. But I don't know if the mosque here have like events or if they have like things that are going on from that local masjid in your community. Because that's in America. I don't know in the UK if it's like that as well. But you can kind of go there for everything.
Yes. Yeah.
You know. So how is it here in this country for that? Is it similar? Or is it because I don't speak Arabic, I may not know what's going on?
Yeah, actually, in Egypt, like we've got the same thing like America. So
Nice.
we can make anything like that. So competitions, we can speak, we can gather, we can eat there, we can do i'tikaf. So everything is mostly like happening in the masjid. So
Nice.
and this is actually like a sunnah from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they had like everything they're planning for the for ghazwa. Everything was happening in the masjid. So
Yes.
masjid is all. It's not all about worshiping or
Yes.
making salah. It's everything. So it's like house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's
Yes.
a place. So you can gather, speak, eat, gather with all of the people. So people misunderstand it. Like Egypt, we did the same thing,
Nice.
like you guys.
Yes.
But mostly here in Qatar, like it's a place like mostly like for praying and
Yes.
giving like those lectures but not playing basketball.
I
I
missed
haven't
that.
seen. I haven't seen it before. I haven't seen it.
I'm
before.
far from my glory days, you know?
So yeah, how can like is there a cult inside?
No, so certain mosques, depending on where you're at, like they would have like more of a campus.
Ah, yeah, okay.
So it could be a bigger, facility with, maybe 2 or 3 acres.
Oh,
So they have a basketball, like a gym area. They would have an area, maybe for teaching, Saturday classes or things like that, like a little school. Then they have the mosque itself. There could be a lecture hall, depending on how much money is funded or how they want to build it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like when I was in New York City, I had an Islamic center that had everything on the campus because it was a New York University's Islamic center, right?
Wonderful.
I could play basketball, I can go here, I could do this, could do that. The whole campus was, open, as long as the chaplain, said, hey, can we do this today? And then we would go and do anything we need with the chaplain's approval, right? And so it just depends on the type of masjid, but I've seen it where there's campuses where 3-4 acres.
Wonderful.
And people are doing giveaways and causes, like nonprofit causes. They're feeding the poor there. They're doing all these different things there. So it is like its own area.
Yeah, it's a community. It should be like that.
Right.
Yeah, it should be like that.
So I'm just, for me, I traveled everywhere, but just because you were somewhere for 5 days doesn't mean you know how it works,
Right.
So that's the thing. So,
Yeah, wonderful.
okay, interesting. All right, good question.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
How do we integrate Ramadan into the curriculum while respecting the diversity of the entire student body?
So here at NAISAK, the way we could implement the Ramadan itself into the curriculum would be, it could be where we have either we have a day, or we have an assembly of the month that is approaching, so all the Muslims and non-Muslims know what's about to happen. Within the curriculum, teachers can definitely do arts and craft for Ramadan. They can do word searches. They can do different jigsaw puzzles, pieces for Ramadan, and just more so the principles, like I've mentioned a few times, the principles of Ramadan, that is something that we can embed within the curriculum. For example, giving, so
Yes.
maybe perhaps having a charity stall, or perhaps baking something and giving towards the less fortunate, because that is what this whole month is about.
Yes.
And that's something that they don't have to do every single day, but they could do maybe at the end, the last 10 days, which we know are very precious.
Yes.
So perhaps they could do that, just making sure that they, again, that environment they create within the lesson. So it doesn't have to be that, for example, if they've got geography, where, let's say, where around in the world, which mosques do, like, for example, you said basketball, which mosques do, which mosque is, they could just learn general stuff about Islam. But again, that we know that it wouldn't be, they can't change the entire curriculum, but just certain principles of Islam, teachers bring that in, students know that, they develop it, and they have little arts and craft fields, especially the younger lot, they have those sessions and, engage.
Did we just have an assembly today, a Ramadan assembly?
Yeah,
I think it was today, right?
Yeah,
I think we had one today.
Yeah,
so what did we do in that? I'm putting you on the spot. What did we do in that assembly today?
Actually, it was like, it was huge. So we had the earliest students, and especially from year 4 to year 6.
Yes.
So firstly they had the adhan, and after that they had like a small Kaaba. So they
I saw that out there.
They showed everyone how can you go around it, and then they spoke about Ramadan and what are we doing during Ramadan, and then they started singing about Ramadan without music as well. So,
yes.
Actually, one of the greatest thing here, I tried it and experienced it in NAISAK as well. So I as the Arabic department, so we made a competition. It's all about Ramadan. So it's like this year is the 3rd year.
Yes.
So we gathered all the students. We had this competition between them, and by the end of Ramadan, we will have a big fest. So all of them and their parents, they will come to school, and they will get trophies and prizes and mostly last thing. So we will tell students tell me what happened before Ramadan, and we will ask them the same question after Ramadan. So reflection. So what happened before and after? What did Ramadan affect you? So what is all of the effects? So we got so many good. So I'm hoping this year as well it's gonna be wonderful.
Inshallah.
So that's how we implement it in our curriculums.
I'm excited for Ramadan this year. This is my first one here as an employee, because I came later last year in May. So this is my first time seeing it through in a new school. So I'm interested to see how it works here.
I'll give you some Egyptian food, so it's right.
Okay, I'm with it. If it's full, I'm with it.
Okay.
100%, 120%.
Do you know mashi?
I heard of mashi as well. Hopefully it doesn't upset my stomach.
No, it's homemade.
It's homemade?
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Else.
Then I'll take it gracefully. I'll definitely take it. Nahari, that's another story. I'll go to sleep.
I want to try it.
If you eat Nahari, there's no tarawih. I'm not doing it.
I can get you homemade samosas and rolls. I can get you that, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. All right. Couple more questions, all right? Just wanted to be able to, see where we can go with this one, right? In our community, not everyone is Muslim, right? But we are in a Muslim country.
Yes.
How can we, as a British school, international British school, make it inclusive for people here of all walks of faith to understand Ramadan and to feel like everyone's welcome, even if it's a holy month for Muslims? How do we implement that here?
So in NAISAK, the way we could implement that is by, I think, the general talk. So the fact that we're having this podcast in itself,
absolutely.
and hopefully it goes out to all the Muslims and non-Muslims,
Inshallah.
and you know, when they hear this, they'll understand what Ramadan is about. I think just general questions, you know, telling, especially as a Muslim teacher myself and teaching Islamic studies, you know, wherever I am within the school, you know, on the school grounds, I always make sure that I just, you know, just speak about Ramadan. Just have a general chit chat with the non-Muslims as well, make them aware what's going to come, get them included, and tell them, you know, have you ever experienced this before? What's your take? You know, what do you think about Ramadan? What do you know about Ramadan? And just general questions, and get to know them.
Yeah, I think I can add something here as well. So we had like it's like a magazine. So for the Arabic
really?
department. So yeah, we will have like a small like interviews with some of the leaders in school and, and the MAC team as well. So,
yes, hopefully.
yeah. We'll ask them about what they think about Ramadan, and then we will post it in the magazine with what actually we do in Ramadan, so they will see the difference between both of them. And then there are small books. We every month, every Ramadan, we will bring it from the ministry of here in Qatar. So we'll just put it in the reception. So anyone is welcome. You can get your copy, translated in so many languages. If you are eager to learn or to know what actually we are doing, so you will just read. And if you have more questions, just please come and ask us, like Amina said. So we are really happy if someone asks questions.
But see, I think like what we do in this community is we're already doing it on a daily basis. It's already inclusive because we have so many people here that are friends. We don't even talk about differences with each other. It's like everybody just kind of molds together. And in Ramadan, naturally, questions will come up about that, and we're here to answer those questions. But that's what I see here. I see you talking to students, definitely see you around students as well. And it's the same thing every single day. We just have these holy days in this holy month, and we'll answer the questions. And I think that's the best that we can do, you know? Just be the examples. Exactly. Right, exactly. That's the only thing we can do. And this is kind of getting ahead of ourselves, right? Inshallah. But what are some meaningful ways to celebrate Eid within the school setting?
Oh, Eid, yeah.
Because we're going to be off of school, but then how do we celebrate them when we come back? Or is there any like after effect of Eid when we come back to school?
I think for Eid you can definitely, like, after you celebrate we celebrate our Eid and then we come back, everyone's together in school. I think definitely just giving that food again. It's that element of Ramadan is now gone. Doesn't mean now that I stop my giving, right? So I still want to give to the Muslim and non-Muslim community. So having that little get together, like you said yourself, asking the students, how did you feel? How was your Eid? Asking them, usually we get money, we get presents on Eid. So perhaps you can bring some of the food or some of the traditional food that you have, or anything that you like, those gifts, you can bring that into school and teach that to your students, or have a little gathering for Muslims together in the Arabic department, or the Muslims, and include the non-Muslims as well, and just tell them about that festive, kind of have that festive period, I guess. You can have that like throughout a week after or something.
That's true. But it's also too, this will probably come up. Why is there two Eids? And people will ask that question as well.
Yes, so
explain what this Eid is about.
Yeah, so again, definitely explain the history as well. So why do we have Eid al-Fitr, which is after Ramadan, and why do we have, what's the history behind Eid al-Adha, which is, after Hajj. So definitely explaining the history, and just as much as you can, like you said as well, ask us. We're happy to share. We actually want you to ask.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like she got everything, mashallah, so it's the same. If you are like asking them after that, so why do we have Eid al-Fitr? So it's like giving zakah, and people as well like getting misunderstanding between zakah and sadaqah, which is charity. So charity is not zakah, and zakah is not charity. So zakah, something you have to give to the poor, but sadaqah, something you are giving by yourself. So is it like 1 riyal, 100 riyal, 1,000 riyals? So, but zakah, it's like an amount of money which is like 2.5 from your own money, and it should have like so many stuff. So it should have like 1 year. You have this money. So not everyone is giving zakah. So they should know about that. and after that, people as well, like the grown-ups only, they are giving zakah.
Yes.
So, and especially in Eid, like we did it in school like last year as well. We printed out like small cards, which is like having Eid Mubarak.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there are some sweets, chocolates, and we give it to all students,
Yes.
which is like very good. They really liked it. They got pictures, Snapchat,
Nice.
via Instagram. So
Nice.
it's like that. So you will have everyone, and they will get to know what actually we are doing
Yes.
during, especially Eid, because it's like a wonderful time. It's a short time, which is like 1 day,
Yes.
2 days. But after that, they will know that we are so happy because we finished this month, and we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it, and we are showing this because we are so happy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, bring Ramadan more and more to us. That's it.
I have one more question, and then we're finished.
Actually, we really enjoyed
Yeah,
This has been good.
I am too. I really am as well. Like, it's a great conversation. This is a question. We usually, at the end of our podcast episodes, we do 5 questions to get to know the person, like random questions that I didn't give you to look at. Right? Right. So this is just one question I'm going to do, and it's a random question, but just wanted your input on this, and to also talk about, the power of these stories in our holy book. What is the favorite story of a prophet in the Holy Quran? Any story that like sticks out to you, that you're like, this is a story that maybe influences how you act, or is a great reminder of something, or has a great lesson that people can benefit from? So there's a lot of different stories, as we know. So I'll give you a second to think about that.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, yeah. That's gonna.
Because I'm very curious to hear. So that's the one random question I'll ask.
Okay.
And then we'll end the podcast there. But a really important question. So should I go ladies first?
Yes.
Or should I go?
That gives you more time, eh?
Yeah, please give me more time.
I would say so. Which story in the Quran about the Prophet is something that is dear to me? There are many.
Or about any prophet.
Or about any Prophet, yeah.
Or any prophet, yes.
There are, I would start off with saying there are, all the prophets are, they have amazing stories. They have stories which develop us spiritually.
Yes.
They develop us mentally. We learn so much from them. As I'm being put on the spot, I would say the story, if I had to choose just one,
Yes.
if I had to choose just one story, Musa and Khidr alayhi salam. So in Surah Al-Kahf.
I like that.
I do
I like
really
this one.
it genuinely really feels like a story. So when
I like
you
this
read
one.
it, when they say we should read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday,
Yes.
because from one Friday to the other Friday, inshallah, you'll be saved from
Inshallah.
Dajjal.
Yes. Yes.
And what I really appreciate in that story is, so we know that Musa alayhi salam is a prophet. We know that he is so knowledgeable.
Yes.
However, when we read that story, you understand that, hey, even as someone as the prophet of Allah, even he himself did not realize the knowledge that he was not aware of, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all-knowing. He is the one that is omniscient. He understands and he sees and he knows. And when he went to Khidr alayhi salam, and Khidr said to him a few times, listen, if you ask me once more, if you ask me one more question, that is it. Our time here is
Right.
over.
Yeah.
However, Musa alayhi salam, he's a prophet,
Yes.
right? He's a prophet of Allah, great
Yes.
personality, great character, human,
Yes.
prophet. But even then, he found it in himself. No, but how are you? Why are you doing that to the boy? Why are you doing that to the orphans?
Questioning, yes.
The questioning.
Yes.
So questioning is good, but to what extent? We need to be careful. As a Muslimah myself, yes, we can question. Quran, in fact, encourages us to critically think. But don't ever, okay, fine, I've done an undergraduate, done a master's, I've done this, I've, traveled.
Yeah,
Wow, I must be so knowledgeable.
Yes.
No, humble yourselves.
Yes.
Humble yourselves, because Prophet Musa alayhi salam, we are no greater, nowhere
Yes.
near.
Yes.
Yet Prophet Musa alayhi salam was also told that you need to hold back.
Yes.
Because Khidr alayhi salam has knowledge that you do not know. He has the knowledge of the unseen. So I think definitely humbling ourselves is something that is the moral of the story. Humbling yourselves and knowing that there's someone more knowledgeable out there than us, and always to seek knowledge. Because as teachers, we always say, we're lifelong learners. We learn on the go, but definitely as a Muslimah, humble myself, practice my deen more and ask questions, but always remember that there's always an extent to the questions as
Yeah.
well. So I think that's
that's the one, because there's four different stories, main stories in Surah
Exactly.
Kahf, but
Yeah.
that's the one that stood out to me the most. It's
Yeah.
the humbling,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So no matter what your status on earth
Yeah.
is the humbling for
Yeah.
everyone there. So
Yeah.
that's a great story.
Thank you.
Great. Ahmed, I don't know how you're gonna beat that one. Let's see.
Yeah, she picked the story that was.
That was a good one, right? Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked it, but she picked it, so it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, it's totally fine.
Great
Actually,
job.
a very
Great
good
job on
story.
that.
Yeah. Great job. Okay. So actually, one of the stories as well, like it's when Prophet ﷺ, peace be upon him, one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ came to him, which is Amr ibn al-As, and he asked Prophet ﷺ, I will fast every day.
Yeah.
So Prophet ﷺ like listened to him, and he said like, you can't, because I'm fasting and I broke my fast. So, and I'm married women. So he said like, I will fast every day. So Prophet ﷺ told him, no, just fast like the others fasting. So he tried until he got like, Prophet ﷺ told him, okay, you fast a day, and after that you're breaking your fast the other day. So after like he became like 70 or something like that. So he said, I should have listened to Prophet ﷺ when he asked me to do it like that, because Prophet Dawud alayhi salam was fasting the same way.
Yes.
So this is actually one of the information, like most of the people they didn't know actually that the other prophets they fast as well, not
Right.
only Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the fasting was different.
Yes.
So Amr ibn al-As, the companion, he said I should have listened to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not do it like that. So he didn't regret it, but when you get older,
Right.
so the fasting is like a little bit difficult.
Yes. It is.
So many people as well, they think that you must fast wherever you having anything. No, if you are ill, if you're sick, if you're traveling, there are some times that you can break your fast and
Yes.
you can fast it later.
Yes.
So it's not like you are fasting or you are dying. So it's not like. So if you have like a serious issue, a serious
Nice.
problem, so this is like actually like remind us like you should have like this. You should listen to Prophet ﷺ. You should listen more. You should like if he said something, this is the right thing. So just
That's what it is.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ asked Amr al-As, told him like that, and Amr al-As was so eager. Like why? Because there's actually like a specific door in Jannah, which is 8 doors,
Yeah.
which is for only fasters, which is a Rayyan door.
It's very interesting. Yes.
So he was so eager because he wants to
Interesting.
go. Yeah.
Very good. Yes.
So it's really good as well to be eager like that. But on the other hand, don't try to get like overwhelmed
Yes.
with yourself. So you are fasting. So because Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, may Allah be pleased with her.
Yes.
She said like Prophet ﷺ was fasting until we think that he's not breaking his fast, and he's breaking his fast until we think he's not fasting. Why? It's not about Ramadan, but like the
Yes.
other days.
Yes.
So you should have like this variety,
Yes.
and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept all of you if you have the good intention, which is the most important thing.
Inshallah.
Before Ramadan, you should have your intention, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept you.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Yes. Great stories. Great stories.
Thank you.
I think for me it was just
Yeah,
the story. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know everybody's like, I'll end it here, guys. I'll end it here.
No.
Um,
You on the spot.
I know, right? I'm on the spot, right? No, I think the story of Prophet Lut alayhi salam, just that, I don't want to go into the specifics of the whole story, but just, people in the town were listening to different things and not living the right lifestyle. And when the instructions came, to leave town or leave these people alone, the people who did not listen were struck down. And even his own wife was a part of the people who did not listen. And because they transgressed, they were struck down. And that just tells me that your faith, no matter what, and your allegiance is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
Your wife, they're not following, your daughters, his sons, anyone else, you have an obligation as a Muslim to follow and to do your best to help those individuals follow. But you only can take people so far. If they don't want to go, that's on them, and they have to, heed those transgressions and what's going to come of those consequences. So to me, he had, the strength to say, I'm going to follow, because I see Angel Jibril here, I understand the instructions, I get the magnitude of what's going on. I got to go. I have to leave. And what did he do? He left. He was spared his life. Family was spared their lives, but the wife did not listen. And so, to me, that's what made it seem like the faith and obligation as an abd, the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is most important over anything else.
Yes.
So,
The right path is
right?
always like having a few people.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's the thing. So, that's it. That was,
Wonderful.
What a show.
Assalamu
Yeah,
alaikum.
one show, man.
Alhamdulillah, I really enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. This is the Ramadan Inclusivity Show because it is about all of us, no matter what, because that's our community. Ma salama. Thank you for tuning in to episode 3.
Peace out.
Alaikum salam.